was in the hospital when I had a bleeding ulcer and went into a cardiac arrest. I was pulling all these IVs and stuff out of my arms. I didn't know what I was doing. I was pretty sedated, and I didn't know what I was doing. So, anyways, when I finally came to and when I finally, kind of like, where am I at? What's going on? I had tubes in my throat. I couldn't move my head to the right or to the left. My wrists were tied down to the bed with leather straps, so I can't really move at all. And I'm still not quite right. I'm still not quite right. I was thinking the nurses were trying to kill me. It's weird. I know it's so weird. It's like, so they had me tied to that bed for like 48 hours, and I didn't sleep at all. I kept watching the nurses. I was like, then this one older lady nurse, she's probably in her 60s, she came over and whispered in my ear. She said, "Mr. Millward, you really need to go to sleep. Try to sleep, or you're gonna go crazy," or something like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's exactly what you guys want me to do. Go to sleep so you can kill me. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy thinking like that, I mean, if they wanted to kill me, they could have killed me. I was already tied down. I wasn't going nowhere. I couldn't even move. It's just, the medication or the stuff they had me on was like, got me all messed up in the brain, And I was talking to another guy who was in the hospital there. He said, "Man, I thought the nurses were trying to kill me too." He goes, "What the hell kind of drugs were they giving us in there?" I said, "I don't know, man. That's weird shit that you were thinking they were trying to kill you too." He goes, "Yeah, that's weird. That's weird, man." He goes, "We're both wondering what kind of shit were they sedating, giving us to knock us out and keep us try to keep us calm, but it wasn't really keeping me calm at all. It's making me paranoid." I was like, "You fuckers are trying to kill me." I thought the nurses were really trying to kill me. It was crazy, man. Then this one, I don't know how my hand got, this leather strap came off of this arm here, but I know the nurses were all watching me really, really closely, and my nose was itching. So I went up to try to itch my nose, and this one nurse seen me, and she like ran right in there and tightened my wrist right back down. They went, "If you try to pull those tubes out of your throat, it can affect your vocal cords, and you'll never ever be able to talk again." Because I had a bleeding ulcer. The doctor said, "Can we put this in your throat?" I don't know why they needed to do that, but I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And then they're asking me, if you flatline, can we bring you back? And I said, "Yes, I don't want to die." And I did code. I did flatline. I was actually. They gave up doing CPR on me. They crushed my sternum. I got a bump right here on my sternum where they crushed my sternum doing CPR. And they said I was coded for over 15 minutes. Flatline. And I don't know. I can't say I had a near-death experience, but I don't know what this was. I don't know. But I have this memory of me being in this earthly pit. It's a circle, but it's about 30 feet around, and it's about 20 feet deep. And there's these people up around this pit. They're laughing at me, and they're saying, "You're never going to get out of there. You're never going to get out of there." And they're just laughing at me and taunting me and shit. And I'm going, "What the?" I don't know what that was. If that was the medication they were giving me or what. But it was just weird. That was weird, and then the thought the nurses were trying to kill me was weird. But anyways, I'm over here getting ready to cross the state line into Tennessee. I like all the green. I like all these trees, man. This looks pretty nice. But I wouldn't want to be broke down out here on the side of the road at night. Anyways, today is June 8th, 2025. And that was my experience during the time I was in the hospital. And also at that time, I went to the hospital for that bleeding ulcer. I had broke my back in 4 places. And I had 3 or 4 broken ribs. This is all at the same time. And then when I got out of the hospital, I have a broken back, broken ribs, and a crushed sternum. I was in my bed for over 2 weeks. and I had to have a mop bucket next to my bed so I could piss in, because I couldn't walk hardly at all. Oh, it was messed up. It took me about 2 months before I could start walking. Really, I mean, really well. I started off really slow, you know, just barely able to walk to the bathroom after about 2 weeks. My wife had to help me, you know, get up to go to the bathroom. It was horrible, man. God bless her so much for that. She had to put up with a lot of crap for me, you know. I had to go to the extra bedroom to sleep because every time I kind of move around, I'm going, oh! You know, she got to go to work. You know, she can't be here. I can't keep her up, and I was just in so much pain. It was horrible, and I was swollen up. All the shit they were pumping into me made me swell up real big. I had blood clots in my arm because of all the shit they were pumping into me, making me swell up. And this is even the most fucked up part of it. They were giving me these water pills to piss all this extra stuff out. Keep in mind, I have a broken back, broken ribs, and a crushed sternum, and they gave me these fucking water pills, and I had to fucking piss every 30 minutes. They said, you got to take this until the bottle runs out. I did that shit for about 3 days, and I said, that's it. I'm not fucking doing that no more. Because it hurt so goddamn bad. Oh God, just to get up, and I had to piss in a bucket next to me because I couldn't walk to the bathroom. And oh god damn, it was probably the worst time of my entire life. It fucking sucked. I had septic shock, bleeding ulcer, cardiac arrest, a whole bunch of shit that could have killed me, that should have killed me. Oh man, all kinds of stuff. Even the doctors are like surprised that I survived. I had blood coming out my tear ducts because of my internal. I was puking blood. The blood was coming out everywhere, and it was coming out my tear ducts too. I didn't know that until I was reading my discharge papers. So that must have been just crazier than hell. My wife had to see that shit. You know, that's not good. You know, she thought I was going to die for sure. And I remember her holding my hand, crying, saying, "Don't die, please don't die." And I could not even move. I couldn't even squeeze her hand. She's telling me, squeeze my hand, squeeze my hand. I could not even open my eyes. I was just completely paralyzed. Couldn't move my head, couldn't squeeze her hand, but I could hear her. Isn't that fucking weird shit? It's the absolute truth. I could not even open my eyes, but I did manage to squeeze. I get one tear out, and it was just it was crazy, man. God damn, that was just a fucked up time of my life. I think my whole family thought I was going to die for sure. I thought I was going to die, and I felt the burning the night before in my chest. I was like, oh, and I think I'm dying, and I was dying. And that was the time that bleeding ulcer started, and I just felt burning all over in my chest. So yeah, I dodged death there big time. If it wasn't for the modern technology, I would have been dead several times in my life. Because of the modern technology that we have now, that's the only reason I'm alive. If I was living back in the 1800s, oh, I'd have been dead a long time ago. It's crazy. All right, have a good one.